At the end of last year, I got an email from Bungie. Honestly, at first, I thought this was someone trying to scam me. But a couple months later, I, alongside a bunch of creators, was playing an early alpha build of Marathon. I want to mention that all of the information I discuss in this video is largely subject to change. And there's a lot that I'm unsure I can even talk about. My first time loading into a run, I dropped into Dire Marsh, the map that you're seeing on screen. This was both exciting and surprising. The game which we were told about almost 2 years ago is obviously quite different. Yet, that's not a bad thing. To point out the obvious, the CGI trailer from the first ever reveal looks noticeably different. This is what Joseph Cross, the art director, had to say on a recent podcast.
The game has gone through stylistic changes too, evolutions. At the time when we started, we were going for just like high fidelity realism. That was sort of plan A, was to kind of, Marathon was going to have better graphics than Destiny because it was the next game, and so that was a very natural thing, and we were going to lean into material definition and fidelity and detail and all that stuff. The pivot from that kind of realism ambition to a more stylized, graphic, simplified approach, that was the biggest, most important sort of change from an directional art point of view and probably in my career. So, you know, the game won't look exactly like that trailer, but it will have the same sort of inherent qualities.
This new graphic style is much more stylized, less focused on realism, yet the core ideas and visual themes remain and are expanded upon. The lighting is beautiful. The game looks stylized, but at the same time, objects look realistic and tangible. This style also allows you to decrease your video settings and still have the game looking amazing. And because Marathon will be cross-platform, this is an extremely smart move. When I played, we had the option to pick out of 4 runners: Void, Glitch, Locust, and Blackbird, each with their own distinct abilities. If you're interested about these, I made a dedicated runners video where I go into much more detail. To be honest, most of the time I stuck to Void as I was on 300 ping and the AI enemies absolutely wrecked me. There was only a small group of playtesters, therefore PvP was quite rare. But when it did happen was when I was truly able to realize the potential of this game. PvP is extremely intense. The variety of abilities create really interesting and dynamic PvP fights. I remember one time there were 4 of us separated into duos. We loaded it in at the same time and stalked each other for the entire game. Just before extraction we got killed, but it was extremely high stakes and really fun. Due to time zone differences, majority of the time I was running solo. The AI enemies, if you underestimate them, are no joke. I almost got my first kill after sniping a dev, but he got finished by the UESC security robots, which I then died to. Honestly, I probably died more to them than actual players, but I'm sure that would change once the servers are full. Even with so much ping, the gunplay felt great. There's a huge variety of weapons, which are fully customizable with attachments. By the end of our playtest, I'd racked up around 30 hours, with probably 25 of that actually in-game. Over the entire time, I got a single PvP kill. This was on Rilo. He was stacked with gear, but he was also disconnected from the game, standing completely still. That still counts in my opinion. When it came time to give feedback, I, among others, suggested many things which they'd confirmed had already been improved or fixed in later versions. Myself and many others advocated for a solos only game mode, because sometimes you don't always want to be getting laid out by teams 3 times your size. I also suggested more variety to quests and extraction points, to maybe help make the game even more interesting and engaging. Marathon still has a way to go, and I'm extremely excited for it. Bungie is running a closed alpha playtest later this month and will likely playtest up until release. I can't wait for you guys to finally be able to play the game. And honestly, I can't wait to play again myself. I want to thank Bungie for allowing me to playtest their game, and I'm extremely excited for the future. If you want to stay up to date with Marathon and see more videos, subscribe, as we've got a bunch of videos planned for the future. Thanks for watching.